So Drag Race this week, not even just last night, this week.
Uh,
First of all, let's talk about international, the Gay Olympics.
yes.
Jimbo has been quite prominent so far.
Right? I feel like this is the sick validation that slutty clown needed. That she wasn't getting on Canada's Drag Race.
Well, she cried about this episode. She's like, "This is." I forget what she said, but she had a little moment there. She's like, "Yeah, it's nice to be recognized." And I was like, "Yeah, bitch, you are being recognized for how funny you are and her fashion. Like, the only thing Jimbo cannot do is lip sync."
Ugh. That's look, I no, yeah, she's just so drunk. She looks like that. When you're like 20 and you just discover the bar and that there's no one at home at your dorm or whatever apartment you rent that's gonna be mad if you come home at 3 a.m. with pizza all over your face. That's what she was dancing like
Oh
twice
yeah.
now.
Yeah. The second time was like marginally better because she didn't fall. But
Mm,
she fell twice the first episode, and I was like, oh my God.
yeah.
But hey, if she's Team Canada, we're Team Canada. But if Jimbo doesn't win, you know who I want to win? Pangina Heels.
Uh, yes,
I
please.
am obsessed with Pangina Heels. And also, have you seen what she looks like out of drag?
Yeah.
Snack. Whole meal. Like
Snackatron 5000.
Snackatron 5000. Turn.
I we just started watching Drag Race Thailand. One, don't need the subtitles because two, the subtitles are inaccurate.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very loose translations. But me and my twin sister and I are sitting there and we're like, that's not what that was. That's not what she just said. That was way worse. We both look at each other. We're like, we've heard our mom say that. That is not what that person said. But I mean,
I like their workroom in Drag Race Thailand.
yeah,
It's cool.
it's elevated. It's like the whole production of it is very action movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thailand doesn't sit down for anything.
I appreciate that. And I hope that carries through in this competition. Like I don't want an American queen to win. Sorry, Indianapolis. Sorry, Arkansas. I don't want an American queen to win this season. Or British. I hate bag of chips. I used to like her.
Yeah.
I
But
used to like
she's
her.
kind of lazy and entitled.
Well, it's just like she should not have been safe this episode. That dress
Mm,
was horrid. It was worse than
mm, mm.
Cheryl's. It was worse. And but she's funny. Like, don't get me wrong, Bag of Chips is a great comedy queen. I don't hate her.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said I hate her. I just
Don't like
I
her as much.
I don't think she should win.
No.
We'll see what the I think there's an acting challenge next week, which I'm sure she'll be great at, as will Jimbo. I think Jimbo's
Yeah.
gonna be an iconic queen out there. If you remember her in Canada's Drag Race with her bridal party, it's my special day.
It's my special day.
I hope Jimbo tears the house down again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but their talent show, I feel like everybody watched the talent show and was like, what just happened? Except for I completely understood. She's a conceptual artist.
What? Okay, what? Define the art to me. What was it?
Performance art.
Oh,
Yeah. Contemporary performance.
yeah.
Conceptual. Extremely conceptual.
Do you think her talent show performance was a commentary on the judges' perception of her in Canada's Drag Race? How she had no talent, and then she births a bunch of ham and throws it in there, and she's like, "It's good enough."
That's a really great assessment of her entire run on Canada's Drag Race.
I,
I wouldn't be surprised if that is what that meant.
I.
I mm.
All right, and then U.S. Drag Race.
Speaking of Arkansas,
Bye.
I want to
Bye,
huh.
Straighty. See you later.
Is it because part of me identifies as 75% straight? That number keeps getting lower. But I was kind of like rooting for Maddie a little. A little, not much.
I want to know what happened in Untucked between her and Jasmine. That
Oh,
looked
yeah.
intense.
Oh, I have not watched Untucked for like 3 seasons now.
Oh, but they like gave a clip of it in the episode last night,
Oh, shit.
and it looked intense. I might have to YouTube it later.
I'm going to activate that 14-day trial of Out TV.
I
But
used to
like,
have my dad pay for it on Amazon Prime, and he's like, "Why am I
oh,
paying for this?" And it's like, "It's fine, you can cancel it." But
rude.
it's fine.
Someone in the house is watching.
And that someone is your daughter.
Hmm. I want to be disappointed. Okay. I am disappointed. That runway was not it.
No, they never are though. That's like the drag on a dime challenge, and like it's
Yeah.
always going to be a little dicey. I am shocked that Lady Camden didn't win though. She was robbed.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because that, like, Georges probably needed the win, but I feel like Lady. It was like a toss between the two of them. Um.
Lady
uh,
Camden's was so much more involved though. Georges was a bodysuit and just like
yeah.
plucked some nautical theme on it and was like, okay, I'm done. It was like well done. Like it looked editorial, but it was just the amount of work put into it versus Lady Camden. I'm like,
Yeah. Especially since my favorite thing about the garbage challenges is that you can take garbage and make fashion out of it, and it doesn't look like garbage anymore. And this quite literally was like 50 star-shaped cookie cutters stuck to Georges's body.
yep, that's exactly my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm,
Anyways,
okay, fine.
welcome
Oh,
to the Full Volume Podcast. Am I doing the intro today? Am I the aggressor? I am your co-host, Harvey Brent, joined by.
I'm G.I. Jolie. That's who is here.
And today we are talking about the seventh episode of the HBO Max series Peacemaker, entitled "Stop Dragging My Heart Around."
Oh yes. And just for anybody who hasn't isn't aware of what's happening in Canada right now, the political and cultural climate has taken a nosedive, and we are experiencing xenophobia and white supremacy all over our nation's capital and our borders, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to get canceled for sure by, I'm not saying it. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to hashtag it. I wish it would just go away. But anyway, so I'm just drawing parallels between real life in this episode because wouldn't you fucking know, white supremacy ain't going anywhere apparently.
I have to say, so I cannot comment on that situation, but
Mm-mm.
obviously I agree with her. But I have to say, when I was watching this episode last night, I actually had to like put down my food, or not two. It was 2 nights ago. I actually had to put down my food, and any of the scenes where the White Dragon and his like white supremacist followers were together, it just kind of like grossed me out. Like I actually like lost my appetite,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't even like they weren't like doing anything gross. They were just being them, and I was like, it's too much right now.
Yeah. It's oh, okay. So shall we go right to the start?
I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
let Harvey Brent take the reins a little more because I'm suffering some I'm suffering those side effects that everyone's been warning you about from my booster shot.
Vroom
Ooh.
vroom. Get in, losers. We're summarizing. All right. So this is basically the end of last episode. Is when the sheriff gets on the TV, Butterfly Sheriff, to say, "We want Peacemaker. Arrest this man across the country." So Peacemaker is obviously just spun out and doesn't trust anybody anymore. He's kind of talking to Vigilante and he's like, what the fuck do we do? So he and Eagly and Vigilante and a reluctant Economos set out to find this cow that we learned of last episode. This cow that is producing this golden what's the
Syrup?
word? Uh
Nectar?
nectar, thank you. That's the word I was
Mm.
looking for.
Mhm.
And so they're on their little road trip there, and they are intercepted by the White Dragon and their followers. So the White Dragon kind of bursts through their truck, and beats the hell out of them, and that's when a big fight breaks out. And so Vigilante, being the caring, sweet friend that he is, throws a grenade and stands too close to it, like far too close to it. And it goes off, and it knocks down a lot of the white supremacists. It buys Peacemaker and Economos time, and in the event of this explosion, severely concusses Vigilante,
Ugh,
like
boy.
severely, severely concusses him. So this allows Peacemaker and Economos and Eagly to run off into the woods, but wouldn't you know it, they're tracking his helmet. So what's happening here is that Peacemaker takes off the helmet, they tie it to the tail of a raccoon,
Who is really fucking angry about that?
really angry, and so the white supremacists are tracking the raccoon instead, and they finally make it back to the main road. And at this point, Vigilante has stolen one of the white supremacists' car because they just left the keys in the car, which is hilarious. And they all regroup at the car, but then Vigilante has to pee, and
Oh God.
and Peacemaker is getting rid of the extra helmets in the trunk. So what's happening now is that the White Dragon kind of comes up on them, and that's when we get our big climax, at least in this A storyline.
Hmm.
And we get so before we get into this, basically, there is a shocking revelation during this fight.
Yeah. So the
Was I
whole
was I
time.
right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. And I honestly wished you weren't because again, paralleling the universe's actual events of children being meat bags for their deadbeat parents.
Oh yes.
Um, you find out in flashbacks. We've been seeing flashbacks throughout the whole season, where Chris / Peacemaker has been coming to terms with some trauma. We assume that it's the trauma of losing his brother, somebody who actually, like a family member who actually loves him. But we find out that it was, in fact, Peacemaker who accidentally kills him when he's thrown into a pit to allow his father and his friends to bet as if it were on them fighting, as if this is like some dog or cockfight.
Yeah, it's crazy. Which I forgot to
Is
open the summary with that, but that's our opening scene, and it's gross.
Yeah, I mean, trigger warning? Like, is that the first time you put your plate down in disgust, or the second time?
It was that, and
Mm.
then it was just like the white dragon in like the kitchen with all the white supremacists like figuring out a plan. I'm just like they're just gross. They're just gross
Yeah.
people.
The thumbnail for this episode is just going to be our faces scrunched up. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
What's the timestamp on that?
1309. Oh my god. I just, I'm so angry
But are you
because
surprised?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not surprised, and I just, I feel like they did this in Walking Dead where they fought people in a pit or they fought zombies in a pit who used to
Yes.
be people.
Was this the seasons we watched together? I can't remember.
Oh. Yeah, I think we watched most of that Negan stuff together. Wait,
I don't know if we did. I
no.
think I moved away right before Negan's big debut.
No way.
I think so.
Huh. Okay. Um,
A fun little history fact for our listeners in Seattle, Washington. Jolie and I met at a Walking Dead viewing party.
yes.
It is the
Wait.
foundation of our friendship.
And we continued that into I almost said Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones viewing.
That's right. That was our
Mm.
next big show that we crushed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, Oh, I thought for sure we watched that together. Or do you know what? We ended on a high note then, thank God.
We did.
That's
We
why I
did.
don't associate you with darkness. Just bleak, unsettling hopelessness.
That's me.
Mm, well, apparently not for me. So anyway, okay. Um, yeah. Again, themes of children coming in and being misused by parents who clearly shouldn't have had any children at all. I often think about my childhood upbringing and am saddened by it. And then I watch this and I go, to have somebody imagine this into television world means that someone probably is doing this in real life.
Or they know somebody close to them. Like they were able to conceptualize that so accurately and like all the little nuances of it. They're like, oh yeah. Oh.
The cat is trying to get into my room.
Do you want to let it in?
Uh, I'm trying not to.
Okay.
Come here. I want the world to see the great disturber. Here she is. She's shocked.
Did you turn your camera off because you weren't wearing pants?
Maybe. I'm wearing short pants.
Okay.
Look at her. Why? Because it wasn't fully off?
It was off. It was off.
Okay. Look at her.
What a pretty little puss.
Yeah. This
Look at
pussy is
her.
on fire. She's so big and healthy, right?
She is a big
That's
girl.
that's Brent. It's Brent.
Hi, Hannah Maria.
Okay, she's gonna swat me.
Oh, she says,
No.
meet me in the
No.
pit. Anyways,
Okay. Speaking of the pit. Okay, so Keith, his brother.
is dead
Yes.
accidentally.
And that's when it all of his thoughts and feelings and turmoil culminate. Um, his father, who apparently is just going to relentlessly heckle him right into the end, in a
This is in
spectacular,
present day now.
yeah, back to present day. I don't know how they, oh, I know. Somebody has, was it Vigilante? He's always coming with the solutions. Um, they're able to sneak up on the White Dragon and disable the portion of the suit that his electroblasts that
Hmm.
control it. Was it Vigilante that is able to
It
do
was
that?
Vigilante. Yep.
Yeah.
But we get some surprising exposition right before that. Somebody is outed as possibly bisexual.
Yes.
Escandalo. Yeah. We hear it through dialogue from Peacemaker's dad that Peacemaker used to sleep around with, I mean, well, women, but we knew that because we saw that, but also men.
Which we also saw too, but just never.
You know what? I have a theory that him and Vigilante did not touch.
Because
I
Vigilante may be a progressive sociopath, but he's still a sociopath.
I have a feeling based on their relationship that they didn't consummate it. They just like were on different sides of the third partner who was a female.
Yeah.
That's my take on the matter. But we get some sort of confirmation that Peacemaker was dipping in the homo pool a little bit.
Dipping. It's
Come on
full
in,
bathing.
the water's fine.
Oh, yeah. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. It's almost as if he needed that verbal confirmation about from his father, yelling all of those things that are perceived to be faults or things that he should be ashamed of.
Hmm.
Um, they're also surrounded by his Nazi clan. I can't even.
With the
The
hoods.
double horned hoods, it's like a cartoon.
I hate them so much.
Yeah. It's almost like it is at once comical and pleasing because it's comical, but also they're white hoods. So they're disgusting. One of them, in true Nazi fashion, has a World War II era shotgun. Shotgun,
Yes.
pistol. Shows what I know about weapons. He grabs it and he points it at his father. Are we going there? We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And his father, in another tirade, thinks that he's going to gaslight his son further. And mid sentence, Chris just up and shoots that. Oh,
Into it.
yep. Right
Into
in
it.
between his eyes. And I have not cheered I have not cheered louder.
He's a really like reprehensible villain.
Hmm.
Like
Oh, yeah.
He's really like he really makes me hate him.
And apparently in asking him to play uh the White Dragon, James Gunn was cautioning him. He's like, you have to be really despicable. Like, this man is a white supremacist. Don't hold back. And he was like, perfect. Let's do it. I really admire an actor who can who can lose themselves in a role. I mean, I've seen Edward Norton do it.
Oh yeah.
Let's all the actors, all the great actors in the world who've played white supremacists.
Oh,
It's just
he's
so scary that people to know that people are capable of pretending.
yeah. Yeah. But luckily, he is no more. I will say, I was
Hmm.
a little surprised that that threat did not converge with the butterflies. I was
Hmm.
kind of expecting that, but that did not happen,
No.
which is okay. I mean, we have to, they're at least setting out all the remaining plot threads so that now we're going into the last episode next week with, just a focus on the A plot, which is, the actual butterflies and the cow and all of that. So it's good that they're converging. I think
Yeah.
it's good. I was hoping they would kind of converge at the same time, but I don't think either situation would be better than the other. So it's all good.
Hmm.
It's all Gucci.
Yeah. So Adebayo is revealed finally to the rest of the team, even though some of them already knew.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mern
th-
knew, right?
oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, and one of the best really quick jokes. He's like, "What? You think I was gonna join a team and not Google you guys, or not look up information on you?"
Hello.
Oh, casualty count. I mean, spoiler alert. I'll just stick one on the post. Um, Unfortunately, we get the death of Butterfly Mern. Beautiful, beautiful
Beautiful.
scene between him and Harcourt as he slips away from this world.
Succumbs to his butterfly injuries.
Oh no! Uh, um, it was the sweetest, most darlingest moment, and also terrifying because you at once see the vulnerability of Harcourt and the rest of the team because they're like, wow, our leader's gone. What are we gonna do? And then you get Adebayo, who has been kind of like feuding with Harcourt a little bit, but she's like, well, I see a leader right there. Empowers her to become the new leader of their group, and you know, they charge at that butterfly. But what is it they find out about the butterfly? That um or sorry, the butterflies that they know that they're coming? The
The
butterflies now know?
the butterflies now know, and they're going to teleport their cow away.
Yes. Oh, yes. And which is dangerous because then they will never know where the cow is, and they've just found this out.
Mm-hmm.
This is a key piece of information in destroying the butterfly population of Earth. Also,
Of
a really
Earth.
weird like thing to be saying since we're trying to save the butterflies in real
I
life.
know. It's like a very like reverse climate change message, and I'm not quite it's confusing me a little bit, but like no,
Yeah,
I'm on board.
I'm having a
But
crisis, an environmental crisis internally.
a big one. But during this whole exposition, we also get Judo Master coming back and attacking Harcourt and Adebayo, which is great. And I mean, fair enough, Judo Master. I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed too. So they ultimately subdue him, which is great. We we love a beat up Harcourt. She had a like nice little action scene there with Judo Master.
Yeah.
And then at this point, the Harcourt and Adebayo reunite with Vigilante and Peacemaker at the veterinary clinic because Eagly got hurt in the battle with the White Dragon. And
Yeah.
so, without Mern, they appoint Harcourt as their de facto leader.
Hmm.
Excellent choice. And then they get briefed on where the butterflies are going to teleport the cow, or not where, but that the butterflies are going to teleport the cow.
Hmm.
So that's kind of where the episode ends, where we cut to Coverdale Ranch, and we have all the police and some of the inmates and everybody bringing in teleportation accoutrement, and getting it all together, and they're preparing to teleport this cow, and then the very last shot, we find out it's not, like, really a cow, it's, like, a what the intergalactic version of what a cow would be.
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
Typical.
So a gigantic um and I mean 8 teats.
8 teats. It was like a
Uh
baby-faced version of Jabba the Hutt, but, like, way bigger.
yeah. If like Jabba the Hutt also was like half spider, half alien.
It also, like, had the face of, like, that baby dinosaur from the show's Dinosaurs.
Yeah, it had the cheek structure.
It
Like the
did.
yeah.
It had a nice contour, yeah.
Big and brown and living in a barn. Um Squealing, which is weird. Do you remember that episode of Buffy where there was like one vampire and he was like gigantic and he was living in a pool of water? They had to keep dousing him with water.
No, what season was this?
Oh, it would have been like maybe the second season.
Oh, this is when they were doing the one-offs. Hold on.
Mm.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Because I started becoming a Buffy stan last year, so I am still new to the religion.
And I'm surprised at myself that I don't even know what the season and episode and title is because I am a Buffy queen.
You are a Buffy queen,
Yeah,
but
and I
that's.
like rewatch it every year. How do I not know this?
Do you mean the reptile boy one? But it wasn't a vampire, it was a giant snake.
No.
No,
Um.
that was season two. I remember that one, and it was like under like the frat mansion. Oh,
hmm.
I don't
Oh, that one
know.
was good too. Zachary Ty Bryan. Am I
Uh,
also thinking of the giant? Okay, because they did this in Blade as well. Um, where they do an obese vampire named Pearl, but also in Buffy they do. Come on, vampire, vampire. Ah, here we go. Baltazar.
Which season was it?
Oh, it's the Richard Wilkins season. The mayor. Sorry,
Oh, that's three.
way later.
That's three.
Oh, that's like. Oh yeah, that is okay. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
okay.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay.
But this is who she's talking about.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Okay.
Just
Yes.
gross and weird, and constantly being, you know, just pour some
Doused.
sugar on me. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Just this like big mass that needs to be supported because, wouldn't you know, it's their source. And it's huge because it's like meant to feed all the butterflies that are currently infiltrated Earth.
Hmm.
So Coverdale Ranch. Every time I say Coverdale, I'm just like
Put that bass in
White
yo up.
Snake.
Oh, I think like Coverdale.
Oh yeah, that too. Um. Uh. I mean, it goes with the glam rock, the glam metal theme.
Hmm.
I mean, which this episode wasn't terrible. Still, sort of
There
a
was, I
lot.
think, I only counted like one extra excessive musical montage, and it was at the end, which is
Yeah.
better than usual.
Hmm.
Better than usual.
And most of it was like diegetic. Uh, so at least there was that. Like people were like actually listening to the music that's being pumped through our ears. I think Economos actually turns up the music,
He does. He
and
says,
there,
"It's always time to rock."
yeah, there's never a bad time.
There's never, except for the time that Vigilante wanted to rock, which is as they were stuck in a ditch. He don't get social cues very well.
No, isn't it? Oh, it's the whole scenario with his like concussion and that car. Ah, I need to send you this article that I read. It's like Vigilante, the world's most adorable sociopath.
They're really carving out a niche for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
where is this last episode gonna end up? I don't like. I mean, I assume they're gonna destroy the cow, but where
Yeah.
is this going?
Oh, I don't know. Cause okay, so apparently the If you destroy the cow, they only have about 2 weeks to live. What's to stop them from transporting another cow to Earth? Do they only have the one cow?
I don't know. That's a good question, though.
Is this how they bring in the Guardians of the Galaxy?
That would be the crossover of the century,
I know.
the James Gunn verse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's gonna happen here. Like maybe they'll go back to their planet.
Yeah, I feel like there's no, and I'll probably just get hanged for saying this, but like there's no comic reference for us to read up on.
I mean, I don't follow DC Comics anyways, so I
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. But
no.
you would maybe have a better idea. And are the
And even then, I
butterflies?
don't.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna get some character arcs resolved. I don't think now after last episode, I don't think Peacemaker is gonna have this like significant moment of homosexuality, which I kind of thought it was building towards with all the machismo and like, all this like alpha masculine bullshit. And it was kind of
Hmm.
like flirting with the idea of like, oh, maybe he's kind of gay. I don't think that's going to happen now. Um, I don't know. I
Yeah.
would love to see Vigilante going forward. I hope they carry Vigilante through.
Oh yeah, because he's ridiculous
Yeah.
in the best possible way. Um, the uh, the startling revelation that Adebayo is a vet, or she just took, not even a vet. She like ran a home for foster animals and lost her job. And her
Yes.
mom was like, "Hey, do you want to work for special ops?
Even though you have no experience.
Yeah.
You know what,
You
though?
might get shot."
I have to say that's pretty accurate to the real world because that's how people get their jobs.
The
It's not
yeah.
what you know, it's who you know,
Yeah, it's who your mom is.
who your mom and dad are.
The one thing I'm 100% certain about that will happen this next episode is
Mm,
that Judo Master is going to get out of his freaking. He's going to get out.
yeah,
They may have tased him, they may have tied him up, but they only chicken wired his hands. And they chicken wired them in front of him.
yeah. I think he's gonna get out and probably help. Well, yeah. I don't know. He was kind of like in defense of the butterflies at first.
Mm. Maybe is he a butterfly?
No, I don't think he is, but he was like before he got subdued at the mansion, he was saying, "You don't understand. The butterflies are," and then Adebayo shot him. No, it wasn't at the mansion, it was in a parking lot. Um,
Oh yeah.
but
Okay.
I don't know now. I don't know what's, but he will factor into the finale. That much we are sure of.
Because he's a silent player, and I think the flaming hot Cheetos are significant tell that we are not getting yet.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts though. That's the tea.
Mm. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be I'm like totally excited. I I'm just I'm gagged. I am gagged by
Gagatrondra.
what's happening. If you too are gagged, let us know. You can write us email at fullvolumepod@gmail.com. Or you can find, if you're listening, however you're listening right now, keep listening on that device,
Do
on
that.
that app.
Do
You
that.
can find us on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, the one that rhymes with
Doesn't have Joe
Shopify.
the one that doesn't have Joe Rogan.
I mean, they all have it. Wait, they don't all have him.
Professor Joe Rogan.
Mm. TH. Uh, or you can listen to this episode and every past episode and every episode of any podcast we've ever done on thecomicsyndicate.com. Yeah, I have been one co-host. Hi, Jolie.
She had her booster shot, people. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop judging.
yeah, like Snape levels of speech pattern here.
You're serving me Alan Rickman before 10 a.m. realness.
Who are you
I,
again?
I happened to be Harvey Brent.
Awesome.
So until next time, keep it loud.
Keep it at home.
Okay. Bye bye, bitches.
Bye.